Morning all. Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Thursday the 4th of May. Let the 4th be with you, or Force be with you, whichever it may be. It's obviously Star Wars Day for all those fans out there, so wishing you a happy Star Wars Day if that's the way you're driven. Anyway, let's get on and look at these markets. Firstly, a quick recap here. So yesterday we had the FOMC statement, Fed funds rate, etc. And there's no surprises there. 0.25% increase. Powell did his best to keep up sort of rhetoric of not cutting this year, but already, I've seen it for a while. A lot of analysts are suggesting there will definitely be a cut later in this year. So he's just trying to hold it up purely with with mind games. Anyway, for now, there's a 0.25% put back in there. They're expecting as soon as September to see these rates reduced again. So anyway, that was yesterday. Today, what lays beneath for today? Well, of course, we've got the ECB meeting running. So we will hear from them later at 1:15. We'll get the statement, etc. And 1:45 we've got the press conference. So I expect the euro to be maybe a bit more awkward this morning. It did just continue in a trend yesterday anyway. And we got Bank of Canada governor speaking there this evening, early evening there. But the most important thing really today is the ECB, then tomorrow non-farm payroll. So where to today then? So the euro itself, it's triple topped here. Well, I mean, we've got a number of tops. We've got this previous top round here, and it's sitting around these tops. It's knocking in a stall more and more frequently. Chances are then, of course, we would normally expect it to push on through. Now, from a weekly perspective, it's already done its S1 and R1, which is unusual to see both of them done. Are we going to get to see the R2 done as well? Well, possibly with news. Depends on how it comes out and how it's shaped, whether they use a usual technique of playing things down a little. But for now, we've got an untouched daily pivot below. If it's small, it might just roll back to it. But that in itself could be a support area for the buy side. So that's where we're sitting on the euro. Let's just click on here. That's it. The pound. Morning, Ian. Ritu. Morning. The pound this morning. Well, we've got a similar thing here where keeps on knocking. It's more recent is obviously giving us higher highs. Solid all day yesterday, and pretty much the same as the euro here. Whether we come back and see the pivot here, its potential just comes and rolls back again, of course, because of these multi hits. There'll be shorters coming into this market like a good one. When you see a market rallying like this, the retail market certainly will be pushing to the upside, but it could be for good reason. Anyway, there it is, bearish engulfing sitting there in the current bar, which is, well, I say it's unlikely to change too much. Famous last words, but might just give us a bit more of a correction. Dollar yen. So the yen strengthening against the dollar here, dollar weakening, and well, we've seen this now. We're into the third day of weakness of the US dollar and the strength of the yen. Now the yen is strong against its peers. It's not just a weak US dollar here. We're seeing the yen ruling across the markets, and it's sort of surprising how much it's coming off at the moment. But it is, and that's all that matters. We shouldn't second guess it. So as for today, well, retracements may be an opportunity to sell into. Yesterday, I mean, it pretty much just confirmed the day all the way through there. Even with the news, it ended up strengthening. So we could see more of the same. It's sitting out there on the periphery. It's around a key level I put on here. It's just broken below that pivotal area now. It's rolling below its monthly pivot. We could see a continuation. Aussie dollar, well, Aussie's struggling, but it's on the road to nowhere, it seems, at the moment. Every time it does pitch up a little bit there, it's sold quite strongly into its weekly R1, and it's a right mess here. I was watching it in this channel, was waiting for the breakdown. When did that actually happen? 1 o'clock yesterday. Not far off the news, and then it's nothing. Not far off the news. Wasn't that far off the news? Obviously, there's news afterwards, but became too risky to look at it. But to me, it still looks soft. We could see a continued rollover here. Certainly not looking great. Canadian dollar, another one in its well, almost a channel starting to appear there. The only thing is we've got tops and only one bottom. I don't know, we've got the bottom over here. Still quite key here. Solid, this pivotal line I've drawn across here, previous highs and lows, seems to be the point to target if it does start moving. But at the moment it's softening again this morning, so we're just seeing this sort of okay, it's only the last hour or so, but and that could all change. But looking a bit soft, a bit messy. Euro yen, no surprise here. Finally, the retail traders may have got it right, but they'll probably be coming out of it pretty quickly as they get into break even on their short positions. But we are seeing this retracement. We got the monthly pivot below. Would seem a reasonable place to be running towards. It's broken its weekly pivot there, and well, lower highs coming through. This could all change significantly after the news midday here, so quite a risky one to be going through. Just for observation, the euro pound here is just tightening up here. Again, well, I'm sort of looking at this and looking at the lows there and thinking, is it going to flag and roll over? It's in a bit of a flag pattern. Is it going to roll over towards its S1? But the bigger picture, I guess, has got these higher lows in just about. Let's see. Other euro pairs, I think, probably best avoided this morning. Let's just look at the pound Aussie. Drifted slowly. It's painful. It's sort of painful watching some of these. Pound CAD was a bit cleaner and easier to look at, having broken its R1 there, pulled back and then rallied later on. Maybe a retrace back to its daily pivot would give us an opportunity. So bit of a mixed bag still. There's personally, I'm going to just look for some opportunities as we run through the morning here. I could carry on going with some of these, but actually I should really look at the pound yen, but you'll see that's also on the hourly basis here. The daily basis, you'll see it's just following really the euro. Same sort of picture, breaking below the weekly pivots, just looking soft, lower highs. It's already run through its S1. Its S2's around about 75% chance of that being hit, but we'll see what happens post 8 o'clock. So many things change. So right, okay, nothing really that sort of catches my eye immediately. Now I forgot gold. I didn't forget gold yesterday. I forgot oil yesterday, but gold, well, saw yesterday a breakout the highs there back into the 2060s, but not looking so bright at the moment, but still got time to turn back around there. So it's finally come out of that sort of tight old range. Maybe we'll see a continuation. Oil, well, oil slipped further down to these previous lows there. It's caught a decent bounce off those lows overnight there, so we'll see what develops here. There's buying certainly coming in here, whether that's now where we're going to sit in a range as opposed to what was a solid trend there. Whether we're going to get into a range again now, we'll have to wait and see. But it certainly, if I was looking at oil, I would be looking at potentially buying this because of the pattern it's sort of sitting in, and the price levels where it's about. You can see prior lows around these areas, so could certainly see further upside. Looking at equity markets, if only I could say equity, and I'll come to daily so I can look at this in a bit detailed. So the CSI 300 continue to push on. There was a bank holiday yesterday that I'd missed. It is continuing to push on here on the CSI 300, just coming up to its monthly pivot there. We'll be interested to see in the morning whether that's tomorrow, whether that we see a break of that. I've not been looking at this particularly bullishly. It's gone a bit bearish overall. The Nikkei, okay, this was closed by the looks of things because that was yesterday, Tuesday. There was no Wednesday, so it's closed at the moment. Okay, Nifty 50. As expected, continued upside here, and well, I'm bullish on the Nifty 50. S&Ps much more messy. They're a bit like the yen pairs. Catching a bit of a bounce near these prior lows here, but lower highs sewn into that. There's a lot of rhetoric out this morning that this the next move we'll see on the interest rates will be down, and maybe the markets are lapping that up, but not looking the best of shape as it sits here this morning. However, it does actually look a little bit better on the lower time frames. It really depends on what it does around its pivot here, the daily pivot. If it was to start breaking back down again, there's possibly a play down towards its S1, so yeah, that doesn't look too bad. Okay, let's go and zip through the other US markets. So Dow followed pretty much the same suit. Nasdaq followed a little bit stronger. It's held up a little bit further away from its prior lows there, and holding up this morning a little bit stronger, sitting around the highs there. I think there's, as I say, the expectation is that's it for interest rate increases. Looking over to Europe, and well, it's become a difficult little one. I think it's going to be difficult as we run through this morning. Look how choppy and nasty that is on the 4 hourlies. It doesn't look so bad. It's a bit you know, like a couple of these other markets. Doesn't look so bad on the hourly picture, but maybe we'll see a continuation to the downside here. It's put lower highs in, but it has bottomed, given us a double bottom amongst all of that. Difficult old one there, but got the potential. I'm a bit more iffy about it, but it very much depends on the ECB meeting. FTSE, well, the FTSE's done a bit of a about turn, having fallen first thing this morning. It rolled over, but is doing a bit of a about turn. Similar picture though on the lower time frames here. Some potential shorts, depends what it does this morning. It'd be nice if it catches the pivot and get a reaction off that pivot. See if it rolls over. So there we go, that's that. I will just take a quick look, because I didn't look at Bitcoin yesterday. Let's just have a quick zip through here. So Bitcoin consolidated in this sort of triangle that's appearing here at the moment. Now it is a triangle not too far away from its highs there, so it has the scope and the potential to push on through. It's certainly putting higher lows in on where it is at the moment. It looks quite messy on the lower time frames, but certainly has the scope to push up there. Ethereum off this morning, but a little bit lagging and not such a. You look at this pattern here, the sort of, this looks weaker to me. Bitcoin, you look at where the pattern is. Let's just go back to it. It's nearer the tops here. It's around the top end here. Ethereum, it's a part way down where we're getting the consolidation. To me, this generally we see breakdowns here. It's not going to guarantee if it breaks the upside first. Well, so be it. But that's looking, as I say, a softer of the two for sure. And Raspberry Ripple. Again, another one just continuing day after day after day in ranges, and really, I mean, the ranges are tightening up. The volatility has gone out that market for now. That means that it's going to probably fire in. Anyway, there we go. That's today's markets. I wish you all the best trading those. Hopefully we'll get a good move. I'll catch you later. Bye for now. So